I think that's why I'm so excited, is because I have been blessed to see what it looks like under the GOAT. And now you're going to the baby GOAT who's been, all the eyes are on her all around the world. And so it's just kind of a cool experience for everybody.
She's transformed our game in the best way possible, remarks Sophie Cunningham about Caitlin Clark in her recent interview after joining the Fever. While critics may continue to underestimate Clark's influence, Cunningham's honest evaluation, coming from a veteran, holds considerable significance and underscores Clark's positive impact on the team.
I am joined by Indiana Fever's Sophie Cunningham. And I just said Indiana Fever, Sophie Cunningham. You have been with the Phoenix Mercury for 6 years, now heading over to Indiana for the 2025 season. What does that feel like? How is that transition?
In a revealing quote from her New York Post interview, Cunningham stated, "I've been that feisty player my whole career." This indicates that she isn't just joining the Indiana Fever to shoot threes. She's stepping in as the enforcer this young team truly needs. For Caitlin Clark, who has encountered intense physical defense, having a teammate ready to stand up for her could be the key to elevating the team from good to great. If you want to hear more about Sophie's insights, comment CC and Sophie below.
It's so funny that you even said that, because I'm still I'm so excited, but I'm still not used to it, just because I've been drafted out here. I've been here for 6 years. And so a couple weeks ago, I threw on the Indiana jersey for the first time, and everyone's saying I'm a Fever. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta get used to the new me, which I love. I'm so excited for. I think it's just such a great opportunity. I'm excited to play with the players that are there, play under the coaching staff that's there. And so I think this is just a new and exciting era for me. And everyone that I kind of...
Did you know that the Indiana Fever struggled significantly a few years back, finishing with just 5 wins and landing at the bottom of the league? This was a deeper issue than many recognized. They then managed only a dismal 13 wins against 27 losses, despite having the first overall pick in 2023, Aaliyah Boston. These weren't just poor seasons. They highlighted a critical need for change in Indianapolis's basketball landscape. The Fever's struggles reflect a broader challenge that the team must address to improve its future.
I think Indy, those my year 1 through 3.5. Well, let me just say this. I went through my 7 years in Indy. I've had 4 head coaches. So that within itself was kind of like, no one really knows what an experience of the black stick at the bottom. Trust me, I've been there. Trust me. So I was, that's really how it started,
Consider what it signifies for a franchise at its lowest point. The Fever weren't just experiencing a string of losses. They were fading into obscurity in a league where visibility is scarce. Their struggles signaled to everyone that a total roster revamp wasn't merely an option. It was essential for the team's survival and relevance in the competitive landscape.
I left, it was still a rebuild stage. So different coaches got hired. And I think that at that point, Delby was trying to figure out whether I was keep swimming or if I would sink individually. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what would happen in my career. I didn't know how it would turn out, because the points were the points, the accolades were accolades, but it wasn't enough.
That team winning. Team, not individual, team.
And anybody that wanted to compete and be a winner, it's about it.
Then came the 2024 draft, and everything shifted for the Fever. They secured the number 1 pick, selecting Caitlin Clark, who many consider the most impactful rookie in WNBA history. Overnight, the team that had fallen off the radar transformed into a hot topic of conversation. However, with this newfound attention came scrutiny. Critics and skeptics quickly emerged, raising valid concerns about whether Clark's style of play would adapt to the professional level, and if this young team could genuinely compete with the league's powerhouses. These inquiries weren't merely the opinions of casual fans. They came from respected basketball analysts who noted that despite an influx of talent, the Fever still faced significant challenges that needed addressing.
Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing. Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement.
When the 2024 season commenced, early struggles only intensified the criticism surrounding the Fever. The team appeared disjointed, grappling with chemistry issues, and Caitlin Clark faced physical challenges in many matchups. with opponents seemingly taking turns trying to toughen her up with extra contact. The Fever's vulnerabilities were starkly evident. They lacked physical toughness, exhibited inconsistent shooting, and most critically, had no enforcing veteran presence to step up when the game got rough. It became painfully clear that possessing raw talent alone wasn't enough. The Fever required more than just skilled players. They needed experienced veterans who understood the demands of competing at the highest level. This meant bringing in players who could thrive under the intense pressure that comes with having a star like Clark on their roster, and who could guide the younger players through challenging moments.
Position where you can add some pieces.
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position, and I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
That's when the front office took decisive action, initiating what could be remembered as one of the most strategic rebuilds in recent WNBA history. Fever management responded by bringing in a wealth of veteran talent, including Sophie Cunningham, Dana Bonner, Sydney Coulson, and Natasha Howard. These weren't just seasoned players, they were individuals who had experienced championship pressure and understood the nuances of winning. Their presence aimed to guide the young core, imparting the essential lessons of what it truly takes to succeed at the highest level.
A wonderful fresh start for you. But before we look ahead, I kind of want to look back on your experience in Phoenix. Like you said, you were drafted there. You spent the last 6 seasons with the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, who just announced her retirement. What have you learned from her?
Oh man, I think we could sit here for days if we really went into that. But you know, at the end of the day, I think that Dee is one of the best humans I've ever met. She has one of the best hearts. The way she not only thinks about life, but the game is just on a whole nother level.
Of all the veteran additions, none made a more impactful entrance than Sophie Cunningham. While the Fever front office carefully plotted their strategies in private, nobody anticipated the bombshell Cunningham would deliver during her media tour. Unlike most veterans who cautiously praise rookies to avoid putting too much pressure on them, Sophie took a bold approach that left basketball analysts in awe and sparked plenty of conversation.
You went from playing with a true legend of the game to now a rising legend of the game in Caitlin Clark in Indiana. What is it about her? What have you observed about Caitlin Clark now that you're going to be one of her teammates?
In her frank interview with the New York Post, Cunningham boldly stated that she was ready for this moment. After enduring challenging times in Phoenix, she viewed the trade as a pivotal turning point in her career. "I think it has prepared me for something bigger and better," she expressed, highlighting the exciting stage she was about to step onto with her new teammates. Her words resonated powerfully, serving as a rallying cry that energized the entire franchise and ignited hope for the future.
It's exactly what Cunningham needed after she got, quote, too comfortable across 6 seasons in Phoenix. Now she tells the New York Post that she's equipped to thrive in the spotlight while playing alongside Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. Quote, "I think that since I've been out here in Phoenix, it hasn't always been easy," Cunningham, 28, said while discussing a partnership with Quest Nutrition. "There have been a lot of trials. There's been a lot of lessons learned, a lot of experiences that I thought was just like any WNBA team. But I think it's built me. It's made me tougher. It's tested my persistence and my mental quite a bit."
What makes Cunningham's remarks so refreshing is their authenticity. Instead of giving generic responses about taking things one game at a time, she openly recognized the ups and downs of professional sports, admitting that it won't always be smooth sailing. This level of self-awareness is impressive. Each season presents its unique challenges. Her genuine voice indicates exactly what she will contribute to the locker room. No sugarcoating, just honest, straightforward conversations that resonate with both her teammates and the fans.
I think it's built for me something bigger and better in the stage that we're about to be on with the players that I'm about to be with. I think I am built for this. So she's telling you she's ready. Did you pick up on the, "I think it's made me tougher"? Because look, they're not only going to come after Caitlin Clark, they're going to come after Miss Cunningham too. That is a fact. Unfortunately for her, I have a feeling she's not going to back down from anybody.
The transition to Indiana carried a touch of irony. During the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, Sophie had a lighthearted exchange with Clark, jokingly saying, "If you ever want to come to Phoenix, just let me know." Cunningham chuckled as she reflected on it, noting, "That one kind of backfired on me. Instead of Clark heading to Phoenix, fate intervened, directing Sophie straight to Indianapolis instead."
Fame put the team under a microscope, which opened the floodgates for scrutiny and constant attention. The Fever had to increase security when they drafted the Hawkeyes legend. None of that is intimidating to Cunningham. Here we go. And she's already said she's tough. Now we know she's not intimidated. Who's ready to chase a championship with a new look Fever? Quote, "I think that's why they brought in a lot of veterans who have that experience," Cunningham said. "And I'm not saying that they have the experience of hundreds of millions of followers watching your every step, but I do feel like they brought an experience of how to gel in the locker room."
The most compelling moment of Cunningham's media tour was her strong defense of Clark. She highlighted the immense pressure on the rookie, reminding everyone that few truly understand her experience, making judgment easy for outsiders. Sophie's readiness to advocate for Clark sends a powerful message of support and solidarity, emphasizing the importance of understanding and compassion in their demanding environment.
"I'm refocused. There's a different type of vibe and energy about me," she said. "I think I'm always kind of happy-go-lucky, go with the flow, and I'm still that. But I'm also, ready to dial in and get a championship because that's something I haven't done yet, so I'm going to do anything in my power to help the team do that. It's time for me to level up." Very interesting indeed. So she's ready.
Cunningham has a clear understanding of what the Fever team requires. She expressed genuine enthusiasm for Indiana's ball-sharing system, which is ideally suited for both Clark's exceptional passing skills and her own sharp shooting. Cunningham recognizes the unique attributes that make this roster special. The bond between Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark transcends a typical veteran-rookie dynamic. It has been shaped by their time in Diana Taurasi's formidable shadow. After spending 6 seasons alongside one of the most scrutinized players in WNBA history, Sophie gained insights that many veterans lack. This hard-earned wisdom about maneuvering through intense scrutiny is exactly what Clark needs, as she navigates the unprecedented attention directed at her. With every performance and move she makes,
she has that same mindset that Dee has, and I've learned a lot on how to become a pro and how to get to where I want to be with Dee every single day, and how she just does things. I was a sponge around her. I saw her habits, her do's and her don'ts, and I think when you have someone like Caitlin, she doesn't really need a lot of help, right? She already knows how to play the game. She knows where she wants to be. She has an itch and a willingness to do whatever it takes to win.
what sets this partnership apart is the on-court chemistry blossoming between them. Cunningham's outstanding 40% shooting accuracy from beyond the arc in 2022 perfectly complements Clark's exceptional passing skills. Imagine this scenario. As Clark drives toward the basket, she attracts defensive pressure, quickly spotting Cunningham in the corner. With a swift flick of her wrist, the ball zips to Sophie, who is open as defenders scramble to contain Clark. Bucket. This precise sequence has already been executed multiple times during preseason games, showcasing their developing synergy on the court.
Love the offense we're going to be playing. It's a motion offense. I feel like I haven't played in a motion offense since college, and so it's going to be run and gun, kick and shoot, lots of threes.
Cunningham's ability to stretch the floor significantly elevates the Fever's offense. Her three-point shooting threat compels defenders to stay tightly connected, creating valuable passing lanes for Clark to set up her teammates. A defender who focuses on Cunningham can't effectively contain Clark's drives, while any help defense leaves a 40% shooter wide open. An undeniable advantage for Indiana. Cunningham's enthusiasm for the team's system is particularly inspiring. She is excited to be part of a motion-based offense that prioritizes ball movement and sharing. "I'm ready to dial in and pursue a championship," she declared, bringing hopeful championship aspirations closer to reality.
I want to have a lot of fun with her. I want to win a lot of ball games. I want to win championships with her, but I also want to make sure that she's good off the court as well. And so I'm hoping that she leans on me if she wants it. And I think that's why I'm so excited, is because I have been blessed to see what it looks like under the GOAT. And now you're going to the baby GOAT, who's been, all the eyes are on her all around the world. And so it's just kind of a cool experience for everybody.
The real value of this partnership emerges during pivotal moments, such as timeouts and after tough losses. Sophie's experience with Diana Taurasi has equipped her to manage expectations, block out distractions, and perform under pressure. For Clark, who is experiencing unprecedented scrutiny, having a seasoned veteran who understands this distinct pressure could be the difference between crumbling and flourishing. Sophie's assertion about winning a championship isn't just typical enthusiasm for a new player. It reflects a careful evaluation of what Indiana's front office has strategically built. When analyzing their roster evolution, what once seemed like an ambitious dream now appears to be a viable roadmap for success.
Won a championship since 2012. Is this year the year? Does this team have the pieces?
Man, you know what? We definitely have the pieces. I think our front office and our coaching staff, they did a heck of a job of bringing young players who are wanting to win with experienced players who have won. And now you just got to make it all gel. And so I do definitely think we have the pieces. I think we've turned a lot of heads in this offseason of what our team is looking like. But no, we are all still very new to each other. We have to build that chemistry. We have to build that risk.
The Fever's front office has orchestrated one of the most remarkable offseason transformations in recent WNBA history, skillfully assembling a championship-caliber roster. They brought in Cunningham and Dana Bonner, the league's most seasoned playoff competitor, who knows the intricacies of playoff pressure. Bonner's championship experience is invaluable, and alongside her is Natasha Howard, contributing 3 championship titles and elite defensive skills to a team that desperately lacked both. Howard's proficiency in high-stakes situations stems from her extensive experience, adding to the team's depth. The Fever now possess a wealth of veteran insight, with these players serving as championship architects who comprehend the essential building blocks necessary for achieving success at the highest level.
Proud to be pros and put it all together and get a championship back in Indiana.
I think that's kind of an underrated aspect of building a team, is you could put all these pieces together, but it has to be a puzzle. Those pieces have to fit. You have to gel. You have to build that chemistry. Now, heading into your 7th season in the league, what have you noticed is maybe one of the biggest challenges of making those pieces gel? And how do you think having that experience will help you make those pieces work in Indiana?
What makes this transformation so compelling is the seamless chemistry developing within the team. The seasoned veterans impart championship wisdom, while Clark, Boston Hull, and Mitchell contribute dynamic talent and immense potential. This combination of experienced champions and explosive youth has proven successful across sports for decades. Critics who initially dismissed the Fever are now reevaluating their outlook. ESPN's Michael Vopel awarded the Fever an A for their offseason acquisitions, highlighting a significant shift in expert perceptions of the team's trajectory. It's fascinating how quickly skeptics alter their views once they see how well the pieces fit together.
You know, I think when you really look at the league, and not only us, but in the NBA, in the MLS, like no matter what sport you're looking at, you have stars and you have role players, and everyone does their job really, really well. It's all about managing egos. It's about managing personalities and making sure everyone feels confident and like they're enough and that their role is important. And when you can do that, those are the championship teams. And so I think a lot of people think you just...
Defensively, teams can no longer concentrate solely on stopping Clark, as the Fever have evolved into a versatile offensive powerhouse with multiple scoring threats. As Cunningham pointed out, she is thrilled about an offense built on smart reads and ball movement, an environment where Clark's extraordinary passing skills can truly shine. This shift has significantly hastened the Fever's timeline for championship contention, compelling the rest of the league to adjust to this new dynamic.
I think a lot of people think you just need all the best scorers, all the best athletes, but that's honestly not what it is at all. You need a team that really cares for each other, that loves each other off the court, and that chemistry naturally comes. And so when I say that our conversations so far have been absolutely amazing, I think this is going to be a really solid, historic team. And, you know, this is just the beginning for all of us.
The signing of Sophie Cunningham marks a bold statement for the Fever. The enthusiastic reception from fans, highlighted on social media with messages like, "Already got your Fever jersey, let's go," speaks volumes. This excitement indicates that Indiana basketball has finally found a player who brings both skill and charisma to enhance Clark's brilliance. The era of underestimating the Fever is over. With passionate fans rallying around such a talented team, something extraordinary is unfolding in Indiana. A transformation is already underway, turning past struggles into the potential for championship glory. If you share our excitement for the upcoming season, drop a CC and Sophie in the comments. If you enjoyed leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.